Darfur, and actually these guys, Gabriel is here, and DJ, I don't know where she is, actually just came back from Chad. So a lot of things, each one of the computers in it, or the computer in each one of the classes has a PhD. So you guys just go check it out.
So if I'm not a registered voter, I can still sign.
I started the coalition about 2 years ago, and I would have never ever dreamed that I would have stood up and raised my voice about actually anything. I'm fairly outspoken individually, but as a group I would have never thought that I was an activist. But for some reason, after many years of hearing of atrocities around the world, and it going in one ear and out the other ear, for some reason, when I heard on a particular day, at a particular time in my life, it made a huge impact on me. And I had to do something. I couldn't not.
The fundamental reason a war is being fought in Darfur now is that the government of Sudan, and you've heard this line before, is attempting to maintain power by any means necessary, even if they need to utilize genocide. Sudan's Ku Klux Klan, the Janjaweed, undertook their task with deadly efficiency. 1,500 villages have been burned to the ground, and people have ended up in tents not unlike this that Gabriel and Katie have brought to us. The government of Sudan and their militia allies, the Janjaweed, targeted certain groups in Darfur for extinction, and that's why we call it genocide. There are 3 groups that they've targeted for extinction: the Fur, the Zagawa, and the Masalit ethnic groups, and we ought to know their names. It's a divide and destroy policy where they pit communities against each other, just like the Rwandans pitted the Hutu and the Tutsi against each other, and many other genocidal regimes have done throughout history. This is the first, as Gabriel said, the first mass movement we have committed to ending a genocide while it's happening. This is unprecedented. This has never happened in the history of mankind. This could be the game changer for Darfur. We have the chance to create a political price for our politicians, for our elected officials, for turning away from genocide, and a political reward for standing up in the face of genocide. Over and over, in my 25 years in working in war zones in Africa, I've seen change in Africa come when 3 ingredients come together. When the world focuses on these 3 things: peace, protection, and punishment. And they're very obvious. We need a peace deal to deal with the root causes in Darfur. We need to protect people like the people Gabriel told you about. And we need to punish the people who would commit the crime of genocide. First thing you can do is join the movement. Get on an email list, whether it's the Save Darfur Coalition, or Genocide Intervention Network, or STAND if you're a student, or the Y Coalition for Darfur. Get on one of these email lists so you know what's going on, and you got the option every time they send out an email for action to do something. Second, contact your elected officials. That is the bedrock of our democracy. That's the way it works. Our system responds. It's a supply and demand system. If you, as voters and constituents, demand something, our elected officials will supply it. It's the old-fashioned way of making policy. Third thing you can do is you can call the White House directly. It only takes a few minutes to let our president know that it's unacceptable that he stands by and just talks about genocide without acting sufficiently, commensurate with the gravity of the crisis there. He needs to make fighting genocide his priority in his last year in the administration. You can tell him that. You call 1-800-GENOCIDE. That's the number to call. Very easy. Don't even have to write it down. 1-800-GENOCIDE. A group called the Genocide Intervention Network came up with this. You call the number, it gives you a briefing, and then it forwards you, once you press a button, to the White House switchboard. The truth is, to become part of this anti-genocide movement, it takes 15 minutes a week. Just dedicating a little bit of your time and the time of your friends and family. See how many people you can recruit. If we make enough noise, we can help end the 21st century's first genocide. We must raise our voices for the people that Gabriel told us and for the people that are commemorated in these tents here. For all those targeted by genocide, not just in Sudan, but afar. And we need to say as clearly as we can, in every way that we possibly can, by walking, by calling, by emailing, by visiting our officials, by talking to our media. We need to say as loudly as we can, not on our watch. Thank you very, very much.